Coming up next, he's a fantastic guy we got coming. He does Comics That Care through the Volunteers of America. You're going to be able to see him this Saturday at the Comedy Store. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Wood. Justin Wood, everybody.
Was anybody else in here not planned as a child? We were like the Trailer Park Brady Bunch. My mom had 2 kids, my dad had 2 kids. They got a case of Old Milwaukee Light one night, banged it out, and along came Justin.
I'm Justin Wood, and I don't know what to say. I've never. I'm from a little itty bitty town called Unionville Center, Ohio, and it's population 700. So no stoplights in the city, no grocery stores, nothing. Got a post office. There was really nothing to do except play football in the backyard with my cousin and my brother, play basketball in the driveway. That's all we really had. We could ride bikes every now and then, but we just, you know, roughhoused it like your typical country boys. My parents got divorced when I was in 3rd grade, and that took a bad toll on me. It took me years and years to finally get over that, but definitely was hard to overcome as a child. You know, I wasn't the best student in high school. I didn't get straight A's. It seemed like everybody else in my family were great students and everything, and you know, unfortunately for my teachers, I found that passion for making people laugh when I was in high school. I was never a troublemaker or anything, but definitely a class clown. And the reason I signed up for the military, I mean, side note, I do have a lot of military in my family. My gramps was a Marine, my dad was in the Army, my uncle, I got 2 uncles, they're brothers, they were both in the Army and Vietnam era. It's just crazy the amounts of military in my family. But the main reason I signed up was my best friend went to the Marines, and I was jealous because he got to tell a bunch of cool stories. I went to boot camp in 2003, like already after 9/11, so obviously I knew I was going over there eventually. And I got my call and deployed 2005. I had a smooth tour. You know, I can't sit here and say that, you know, my life was like one of those shoot 'em up movies, because it wasn't. I was a human resource specialist, so it is exactly what it is. But, you know, everyone has to do a job there, and I just, you know, I have a lot of respect for the guys that, you know, guys that see a little more action. It just makes you have that much more respect for them.
I served from 2003 to 2009. That was probably not the best job for an immature 21-year-old kid to have. My first day at boot camp, my drill sergeant comes up to me. He's like, "Wood, huh? That's a cute last name. Where'd you get that from?" It's like, "Probably my dad, you dumbass."
Being in Iraq somewhat changed me. It just makes me appreciate living in this country so much more. You know, I'd see, you know, 14-year-old boys over there like having to be the man of the house because their father was murdered over something stupid. There was actually a few Iraqis that civilians that worked on our post that I gained a good bond with, and they got to see me at my best, being all ornery, and you know, I ended up, you know, making some good friends. But and that's one of the tough parts about coming home, is because now there's I never know what's going on. I have no way of getting in touch with those guys anymore, and you actually start to care for them because you see the struggles that they go through, and you gain some respect for them. How I got into comedy was, you know, I got out of the military, and it didn't matter how low I was feeling, I'd always be able to make people laugh. I'd watch people like Richard Pryor, you know, Eddie Murphy, George Carlin, you know, all the greats. And I just remember my friends all the time were like, "Dude, you gotta try stand up. You gotta try stand up, man. This stuff that you say every day is hilarious. Why aren't you could get on stage and you'd kill it." And then finally, September 1st, 2009, I went up at the Columbus Funny Bone. I gave it a shot at an open mic, and it went really well. And I just remember halfway through it, just all of a sudden I just felt something, like the whole room was laughing, and it was a great feeling. Like I've made rooms laugh before in school. I always got in trouble for that. And all of a sudden I'm encouraged to do this? Like, are you kidding me? The Columbus comedy scene, Columbus, Ohio, was awesome. There's a lot of really supportive comics in that scene. You know, they had nothing but good things to say to me after the first time, and they even told me, they warned me that, you know, there's gonna be times where you're gonna mess up. And there's gonna be times where it's not all this, you know, it's not as good as you just had it. Just stay with it. Comics That Care, it's just been a blessing in disguise for me. Yes, I work for Volunteers of America, but I feel like the hair clip for men guy, not because I'm going bald, but for the simple fact that I was a client for a while and I needed help from the VOA. One of the guys, Jim Zinner, he's the director of the Hollywood Veterans Center. You know, he saw something in me and got me connected with, you know, my current boss now at the Ballington Center. And they gave me a position there, which I was already grateful for. And then word got around that I do stand-up comedy, and I was getting a lot of the clients there coming up to me asking like, hey, can you get us tickets to a show? Can you get us tickets to a show? I just figured that it was gonna be easier for me to bring a show to them. So I ran it by my boss and I was like, you know, let me tell you what comedy's done for me and how therapeutic it's been for me. And you could tell she was really intrigued by what I had to say. And the following month, I did my debut show of Comics That Care.
My name is Diaz Mackey. What I think about Comics That Care, I think it's a really neat concept. I feel blessed to be a part of it, being a comic. This is a way that I can give back to the veterans. I think it's a really cool idea that Justin Wood brought back. I know they have a lot of tours where comics go out and visit the serving troops overseas, but to do something for the actual veterans that have come back from war, that happen to be misplaced, a little unfortunate. It's really something cool to be a part of.
They've been through dark times, and it's just a great feeling for that hour and a half, once a month, to bring those guys in there to see them do nothing but laugh. I think, you know, with the vets, I just have a special place in my heart. And I don't think that they will ever get the respect that they truly deserve. I mean, half those guys didn't even sign up for the military. You know, my father just graduated high school and gets a letter in the mail telling him what he's about to do, not asking him, telling him what he's going to do. And then he gets home and gets spit on at the airport and called baby killer and everything else. I mean, what a traumatic event to live through. Half these guys aren't even recovered from that. So it's like, you know, what an awesome feeling that what I'm doing now, I'm not going to say the cure-all for what they've been through, but I'm doing something good for those guys. I'm doing something that they deserve.